Hello, what are your soul codes? Are they vibrational frequencies in the universe? So you start off at the most expanded point of consciousness, which is pretty much everything and nothing at the same time. So it's a sacred space, like there is what people would call the void, which is amazing. It's just complete peace, um, nothingness, but everything at the same time. So it's where potentialities and opportunities lie. So your source energy, and you create a unique code. So you break off from the totality of all that is the oneness of the universe and create, it's not like a QR code, but you could say it's like that because every QR code is different, and like a snowflake or a fingerprint. So you create your own soul codes, soul signature, soul frequency. So each is unique but contains information of the whole. So every soul contains everything. So, like a hologram, it contains everything, but we drop ourselves down into different frequencies so that we only have access to certain parts of the soul codes. What you do is you create your own resonant frequency. So it's like an octave of sound. So a frequency hertz, like a lot of songs these days are like 728 hertz, or 424 hertz. So it's like a unit of frequency. So we all contain different frequencies, and it also depends what frequencies we're holding at the moment. Depends on our reality or the limitations, like the laws of the universe that we're in, or the limitations that we're putting on ourselves. Or if we want to have certain experiences, then we'll only access certain parts of our soul codes. So it's your vibration. So it's your sound waves and your electromagnetic waves. So there are soul codes throughout the universe and beyond. So you have your own soul codes, and there's codes everywhere. They're light codes, codes made from light. Sometimes they can look like geometric patterns and shapes, and sometimes they can look like numbers. They can take many forms, and it depends on your, like, what resonates with you and your soul codes, your soul frequency. So everybody sees things a bit differently. Not one soul is the same, but we do contain the whole. We just contain it in different ways. So some souls might have more of a frequency in a certain area, other souls have a certain frequency in another area. And then when we incarnate on in realities, we might want more of a certain soul code. So say if some people wanted more cosmic energy in their soul, like the star seeds, then they might have incarnated in this life with more of that activated within their soul codes, within their, than it would activate within their DNA. So so every single thing you see and what you can't see has codes. Everything I see it, everything is codes. Everything has a blueprint. So the blueprint structure is perfection. The divine blueprint is perfection. But when we put blocks, resistance, negativity, fear, anger, worry, when we put belief systems on top of our blueprint, our soul codes, then that kind of shifts our reality. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with shifting into a more the universe wouldn't say a negative reality, because the universe, the source energy, is more in a neutrality state where source doesn't put a label or a judgment on what is good or bad. It just is. It's an experience. So yeah, light codes. Yeah, the light codes are filled with information about your soul. So in each life, like I said, you can bring in more soul codes in a certain area to help you with an experience on your journey. So with the solar flares and the cosmic divine light coming in, there's more soul codes than ever. So you're bringing in more fractals of yourself, and more soul codes are starting to activate within us. So it kind of is bringing in more clarity, more wisdom, more abundance, and more of a omni-dimensional space. So more of a, like I was saying, the hologram kind of brings in, we contain the hologram, we contain everything, all of the pieces to the puzzle. So now we are having more access to the omni-dimensional spaces, which is everything. And I know sometimes that can actually be overwhelming for the human mind, because there's a lot going on in the universe, and there's also universes beyond this universe. So I think what happens, the human, it's all set up for us not to remember everything, because we can just get too overwhelmed and it just start feeling a bit crazy. So everything is starting to unlock within the divine timing, so that we don't get too overwhelmed. It doesn't become, I mean, I'm saying it doesn't become too chaotic, but you could argue that it is a bit chaotic out there. But basically, I'm not even really tuning in. Like I can't watch the news anymore. What's happening is, I am, with many of you, is shifting to higher frequencies, which means there's there's many timelines. Everybody has got their own timeline, but there's two main, what you might call timeline, two main kind of event markers, where some people just carry on with the third dimensional reality, and some souls carry on with a higher realm, what people might call fifth dimension reality. So there's kind of a split happening. So we really need to look after ourselves at this time, and just really focus on giving ourselves compassion and love. Because, yeah, many of us are shifting to higher timelines, which means that the omni-dimensional spaces, the multi-dimensional spaces, new soul codes, they're opening up our DNA, changing to a more crystalline structure, moving out of the carbon-based body, the mineral body, to a more crystalline body, which is more of a light body plasma flow. It's very hard to find the words in human terms. So I was just down at the beach doing my little routine of grounding, and I just wrote down a few things. So I just read them. I just pop them on my iPad. So there's streams of subtle frequencies carried on light and sound, and they're radiating out into the human collective, and they're filled with codes of information from higher consciousness and cosmic energy. So we've really, because we have expanded our awareness, we've been trying to really work on ourselves, look after ourselves, heal ourselves, look at ourselves deeper. We've really opened up so much more. So all of you are attuned to energy. So all of you that are watching this are attuning to energy. Your higher frequency beings, your light workers, your star seeds, your old souls. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So all of you can sense something happening. So it's within your mind, your body, your soul, and within humanity. So the soul codes will suddenly appear and bring you more wisdom and insight. They'll bring you more abundance and wellness. They'll bring you more peace and happiness. So, new soul codes are reawakening our dormant DNA and memory. So, our gifts are coming online, more knowledge, more insight, more manifestations, more intuitive abilities. Yeah, just more tuning in, which can feel overwhelming because your senses will be heightened. So don't panic if you're hearing things or seeing things that you wouldn't normally see. I found even my boy yesterday, he looked at his phone and his phone started warping, almost like, when you have I'm not sure what I don't want to say problem, but there's a thing where it looks like, the screen is kind of moving. But he could see things moving and he's like, whoa, okay, that's a bit trippy. But this kind of stuff's going to be happening because it's kind of like the matter, the material realm is collapsing more as we move into the quantum realm. So time collapses, time doesn't become linear. Everything becomes more like a wave particle or wave form before it becomes a particle. So things kind of feel like I remember years ago, I felt like I freaked out because I thought I was going to step onto the deck and fall through the deck. It felt like the deck wasn't stable because I was seeing the waves and particles within the quantum realm and nothing felt stable. I felt like I was going to fall right through the earth. It's a weird feeling. It happens sometimes still, but I have to just get over that. Like, okay, trust in the universe that I'm still in a physics reality for now, and I'm not going to fall through my my bed or my deck. So the soul codes are living vibrations that merge with our consciousness. So super exciting. This means that we're really evolving and expanding, and we just have to remember we can't fight against it. Well, I mean, it's your journey. If you want to fight against it, you can. But honestly, if you try too hard, try to fight against stuff, if you keep focusing on negativity, then that just is exhausting, drains your energy, it slows you down, and then you can't unlock your soul codes. And the soul codes, honestly, they really, really do help you expand your knowledge, your manifestations, your wisdom, everything. So if you can just find the neutral space, find neutrality. So your reaction gives power to everything. So if you're judging things that's good, that's bad, then it kind of it kind of can slow down the integration of the soul codes and the higher realms. Just see everything as it is what it is, it's neutrality. Trust the divine timing. Trust that you are loved and you are supported and you are incredible. So thank you. In case we haven't met, I am Jozee and I have got heaps more videos, so check them out. Did one a while ago, what is your soul name, which is similar to this. It's about soul signatures, soul frequencies, so check that out. Otherwise there's heaps more. So thank you for joining me, and sending so much love, peace and good vibes from New Zealand. Love you.